is in distress, feeling helpless, not knowing what to do, abandoned by the union leaders, oppressed by a government elected into office. And we have a lot of problems in families. Depression has set in. Suicide is on the rise. Families are breaking up because of distress of the Kenyan worker after their pay slips have been raided by William Ruto. I want to give the Kenyan worker a message of hope this morning. All is not lost. In another 15 months, you'll have an opportunity to have a referendum question in the general election. The Kenyan worker must go to the polling station with a referendum question. Do I, a Kenyan worker, want to restore the dignity of my payslip or not? The payslip holders about 3.5 million. From my own assessment, every payslip holder has a minimum influence of 2 other people. 2. So the worker plus the 2 is 10.5 million Kenyans. If these 10.5 million Kenyans turn up at 5 a.m. on 10th of August 2027, without many other questions, just having one question and make the election a referendum for the Kenyan worker, and go to the ballot and ask, do I want to restore the dignity of my payslip, or do I want the oppressor to continue raiding my payslip and subjecting me to poverty and humiliation? The election will be over. 10.5 million Kenyans who turns up with a personal agenda, not ethnicity, not ideology, nothing, personal. This man has raided my payslip. I need to get rid of him and get somebody else who can restore the dignity of my payslip. I want to tell the Kenyan workers this morning that the fate of your payslip rests squarely in your hands. You will have an opportunity next year to participate in reclaiming the dignity of your payslip. I want to ask all Kenyan workers, all payslip holders, to ensure they have registered as a voter and they have influenced and persuaded 2 others to do the same. The 10.5 million payslip holders and their friends and relatives will join the rest of Kenyans, not just restoring the dignity of the payslip, but also restoring the Kenyan nation, creating good governance where there is accountability and transparency. So the ball is in the court of the Kenyan worker. You cannot continue crying as if you are helpless. You are not. Much as you are suffering in dignity, much as you feel suffocated, you have a chance in another 14, 15 months to be an active participant in deciding your own fate and how you want to be governed and how you want your payslip to look like. Secondly, the people entrusted to speak for the Kenyan workers have abandoned them. The Atwolis of this world are a disgrace to the Kenyan worker. I cannot understand how workers every year, every time there is an election for Kotu, they go and vote back this muse. I can't understand. And he's just after his own stomach. I remember when we came into office with William Ruto in 2022, this Atwoli had been on record campaigning for Azimio and actually advising William Ruto to look for a tree in Sugoi where he'll hang himself because he will lose. won't believe it when I found him in State House when we went in. And he was there laughing and dancing on the corridor. He was brought by Musalia and Wetangula to see William Ruto. And I asked William Ruto, how come Atwoli is here? I thought this man was saying that you should look for a tree in your compound to hang because you cannot be president. He laughed sheepishly and told me, Rigathi, you don't seem to understand this country. Every man has a price. He's Atwoli. He's a useless fellow. He just wants money. That's why he's here. And it has happened. He has abandoned the workers. He is now the lead praise singer of the William Ruto praise and worship team. He is the lead soloist. He sings with both bass and soprano. To praise a man who has made the lives of workers hell. To sing praises to a man who has impoverished Kenyan workers. To affirm a man who have made workers beggars in their own country. The workers of Kenya, since you seem to be unable to remove this man, my proposal to Kenyan workers is about time. We created another alternative organization to champion the rights of the Kenyan workers, so that workers have a choice. They don't have to be in court. I want to urge you to start forming that body. I know William Ruto, through the Registrar of Trade Unions, will frustrate the registration of that organization. But again, mine is just to assure you, get your paperwork in order, get the members in order. Next year, in October, when we are in office, we shall register the new organization that will champion the interest of the Kenyan worker. So today I don't want to talk anything outside the workers. Mine is just to feel bad of the shame our country continue being subjected to internationally. You know the embarrassment we have faced as a country because of rebel leaders in Sudan being accommodated here in Kenya and being given diplomatic passports, where Kenya, in exchange of gold, is giving arms to RSF in Sudan that are used to kill women and children in Darfur. Internationally, we are very embarrassed. But the embarrassment of the Kenyan nation yesterday in Tanzania is very painful. William Ruto has launched fake projects here in Kenya. He keeps announcing projects that do not exist. The man has become so bold that he is now announcing non-existent projects in a neighboring country. You know, it's so embarrassing to our country that a president from Kenya goes to Tanzania to announce that there will be a project in Tanga for oil refinery when the president of the country is not even aware of such a project. You know, it's a kind of insolence, impunity. You know, he has lied to Kenyans so much that he has no qualms about going to lie to the people of Tanzania. How do you go to a neighboring country to announce a project that is non-existent? And even the president of that country is complaining. At least Mama Suluhu, she is a very bad dictator who has